Hello everyone. So today we are going to talk about hanging drop technique, endospore stain and capsule stain. So at the end of the video I will show you how gram staining and acid fast staining is done practically. Both the questions are very important for your semester exam. So why do we stain the bacteria? It is to study the bacterial morphology and to observe the unstained cells live by hanging drop preparation, and to observe dead cells by making use of chemical nature of their unicellular body. This is achieved by staining. So hanging drop technique enables us to view the size, shape and arrangement of live organisms in fluid media, that is in liquid media. So it requires the use of special ground slides. In this technique, a loop full of bacterial suspension is placed in the center of a cover slip, and in the four corners, tiny droplets of mineral oil are placed. The hollow ground slide is placed over the cover slip with the depression side down, and the slide is inverted quickly so that the water cannot run off to one side. However, the lack of contrast yields limited though valuable information. For pathogens, one tube, one plate method can be used. Each method has its advantage and limitations. The method you use will depend on which one is most suitable for the situation at hand. So hanging drop technique, it is used for, it is used to view size, shape and the arrangement and motility of live organisms in liquid media. So it requires special slides, like we need the hollow cavity slide, it is called as cavity slide. So you have a special depression at the in the center. So you have a like a glass slide, but in cavity slide you have a depression, that is hollow ground in the center. So in this technique, a bacterial suspension, it is placed in the center of cover slip. So cover slip is nothing but it is made of plastic, very thin plastic. It is like it is like this. This is the cover slip. This is the cover slip. So it is very small, thin, and we have to handle it very carefully. And in the four corners, tiny droplets of mineral oil are placed. It is nothing but to stick the cover slip and the cavity slide together. Mineral oil is used, or you can use glue instead of mineral oil. So the hollow ground slide is placed over the cover slip with the depression side down, and the slide is inverted quickly so that the water cannot run off. So we have to keep the liquid, that is the suspension, liquid suspension, one drop. It should be like a perfect drop. We have to keep the drop on the cover slip, and in the four corners we have to put mineral oil or a glue, and the cavity slide, the hollow ground slide is placed over the cover slip with the upside down. So it should be the depression should be it should be the it should be on the top. The depression should be on the top, and we have to invert the slide and put it and stick the cover slip and the cavity slide, and it is inverted too quickly so that the water cannot run off. And we have to just view the slide under the microscope. So we'll see how it is done. So it is, we have to apply Vaseline around the depression of the hanging drop slide. So using the inoculation loop, aseptically transfer one drop of the culture to the center of a clean cover slip. So just place one drop of uh, suspension on the cover slip, invert the hanging drop slide and center its well over the drop of the culture. Press down on the edge of the cover slip so that the Vaseline makes a firm seal. Quickly and carefully turn the slide right side up so as to suspend the hanging drop in the well. Don't let the drop fall or touch the bottom of the well. So uh, I'll So this is the cover slip. So we have to place Vaseline on the four corners of the cover slip. Take the liquid, take the sample, keep one drop on the cover slip. Then take the cavity slide, the hanging drop slide, which has a depression in the center, and keep it on top of the slide, and it should be in the center. The drop, the slide should not touch the drop, so we have to just keep it on top of the cover slip and turn it back, and you have to invert it. You have to just turn it back, so that the cover slip should be at the top and the slide should be at the bottom, and it should be in such a way that the drop should hang, and it should be examined under the microscope. So to examine, we have to first locate the edge in the center of the microscopic field with low power objective, markedly lower the light. So we have to lower the light. So we have to use the diaphragm. We have to as we studied the diaphragm in microscope, you have to lower the light. It should not be bright, so we have to lower the light, and and we have to make sure that the edge is visible, and it should be bright against the dark background. Now the slide can be focused under oil immersion. Then once we focus the edge of the slide under low immersion, low power objective, then we have to use the oil immersion. That is, we have to just keep the oil on top of the cover slip, and we have to view the organism clearly so that we can see the motile bacteria. So this is hanging drop preparation. At the edge of the slide we can see the bacteria moving. So when working with pathogenic microorganisms such as the typhoid bacillus, it is too dangerous to attempt to determine motility with slide techniques. A much safer method is to culture the organisms in a special medium that can demonstrate the presence of motility. The procedure to inoculate a tube of semi-solid or SIM medium that can demonstrate the presence of motility. Both media have a very soft consistency that allows motile bacteria to migrate readily to them, causing cloudiness. So this figure illustrates the inoculation procedure. So it is a STAP technique for motility test. So we don't have this in our syllabus, so we are going to just know that there are two procedures to check the motility of bacteria. One is hanging drop, one is STAP technique for motility test, because it is too dangerous to handle the organism live. So we have to use this STAP technique to identify the motility of the bacteria. Now you also have simple staining. It is just simple staining is very simple, as it uses only one stain, that is um, methylene blue. Bacteria, the smear is stained with methylene blue for 1 minute, and it is washed off with water, and it is blotted off slide with bibulous paper, and we have to weave the slide under the microscope. This is simple staining. There are three simple staining as used, like crystal violet, cobalt functions. We can use, instead of crystal violet methylene blue, we can also use crystal violet and cobalt function. So as we studied earlier, gram staining. So we use crystal violet, gram iodine, decolorizer, and safranin. So here prepare the gram staining, just a recap. We have to prepare a smear on a clean slide, stain with crystal violet, rinse with water, then gram iodine and decolorizer, then rinse with water and counter stain with safranin, and rinse with water and dry. And we have to examine under the oil immersion objective. Gram positive appears purple and gram negative appears pink. So Zeal Nielsen stain or acid fast stain, so differentiate mycobacterial species. So acid here uses carbon acid alcohol, and a blue or green counter strain. So we have endospore stain here. So endospore, it is nothing but a spore. There are few bacteria which can have spores. There are few doesn't have non-spore forming bacteria. So those who form spores are very resistant, and it is very difficult to kill these bacteria. Species of bacteria belonging principally to the genera Bacillus and Clostridium produces extremely heat-resistant structures called endospores. In addition to being heat-resistant, they are also resistant to many chemicals that destroy non-spore forming bacteria. This resistance to heat and chemicals is due primarily to a thick, tough spore coat. They resist. They also they are heat resistant as well. So due to this resistance, they also resist staining, and once stained, they also resist decolorization and counter staining. So several methods are available that employ heat to provide stain penetration. So here we provide heat so that the stain can penetrate the cells. And here malachite green, Schaefer and Fulton and Donner methods are commonly used by most biologists. So we are going to study only the malachite green, Schaefer and Fulton method for endospore stain. Here what they do is they prepare a thin smear on a clean slide. Place the slide on staining rack above the boiling water. So it should be, the water should be in the beaker, and it should be boiled continuously. So we have to cover the smear with small pieces of paper towel. Keep saturated with malachite green aqueous solution and continue heating for 5 minutes. And wash off gently with water and counter stain with saffronin for 30 seconds. Wash with water and blot dry. Examine under the oil immersion objective. So this is malachite green, Schaefer and Fulton method. So endospore stain. So we didn't discuss about the procedure here for endospore stain. So we have to just place a piece of paper towel on heat fixed smear. Add malachite green, then remove from heat and discard paper. Add saffronin, rinse with water, blot dry, and this is the steps in the endospore stain. So here also this is the malachite green, Schaefer and Fulton stain method. Cover the smear with piece of paper toweling and saturate it with malachite green. Steam over the boiling water for 5 minutes. Add additional stain if stain boils off. Add the After the slide has cooked sufficiently, remove the paper toweling and rinse with water for 30 seconds. Counter stain with saffronin for about 20 seconds. Rinse with water to remove saffronin. I'm sorry for the mistake I'm doing. Then hot dry with bibulous paper and examine the slide under oil immersion. So this is malachite green, Schaefer and Fulton stain method. So this is about the endospore stain. So we need to just donor stain is not needed. So one staining method is used is enough for endospore stain. Now capsule stain. It is a capsule stain. So capsule is nothing but, as you know, you have studied in prokaryotes and eukaryotes. It's a layer around the bacteria. So place a small drop of Indian ink on a clean slide. Mix it to a small loop full of bacterial culture. Drop a cover glass and plot of excess ink and examine. This is capsule stain. Very simple. So 2 loopfuls of the organisms are mixed in a small drop of Indian ink. Then the ink suspension of bacteria is spread over the slide and air dried, and the slide is gently heated to fix the organisms to the slide, and it is stained with crystal violet for 1 minute and gently washed off with water, and slide is blotted dry with bibulous paper and examined under the oil immersion objective. So for second, the capsule will appear halos, like a halos in blue cell of bacterium under the microscope. So you can see a halo like layer on like above the cell. Here the endospore stain, I forgot to tell you on this, it stains green in malachite green, Schaefer and Fulton method, as the name suggests itself, and the endospore stains green, but rest of the cell or cell without endospore stains light red. So we discussed about a hanging drop. This is very important, endospore stain and stain. So now I will show you the video of gram staining.
Gram stain is a simple microbiology technique used to differentiate between gram-positive and gram-negative bacteria based on how cells stain. For the gram stain, you will need the materials listed here. To begin, sanitize the bench. Cleaning the workspace is essential when working with microbes to retain sterile conditions. Next, pour a small amount of water into the beaker. Using a permanent marker, label the slide with the sample name or the organism being tested. Using a match, light the alcohol lamp. Place the tip of the loop into the flame until it glows red. Using the loop, place a small drop of water onto the slide. Lightly tap to transfer. After transferring the water, reflame the loop until it glows red. Allow the loop to briefly cool, pick up the glass tube, remove the lid, and gently flame sterilize the opening. Insert the loop into the tube without touching the sides and gather a small amount of bacteria from the slant. After removing the loop, gently flame sterilize the opening of the glass tube and return the cap. Next, pick pick up the slide and add the bacteria to the water droplet. Mix and smear into a very thin layer. Creating a thin layer promotes drying as well as reducing clumps of bacteria. After creating the smear, reflame the loop until it glows red. Dry until it looks hazy with no water droplets. Next, the sample needs to be heat fixed. This is done by passing the slide through the flame 2 or 3 times. In this way, it allows the bacteria to stick to the slide. However, if the slide becomes too hot to the touch, you'll need to restart, as the bacteria have been cooked. Working over a sink or beaker, flood the slide with crystal violet to cover the bacterial smear. Allow to stain for 1 minute. After 1 minute, rinse the crystal violet away with water until the water running off the slide is clear. Take care to avoid directly spraying the smear with a jet of water when rinsing, as the bacteria in the smear can be washed off. Flood the slide with Graham's iodine to cover the bacterial smear and allow to stain for 1 minute. Rinse the Graham's iodine away with water until the water running off the slide is clear. Decolorize the sample with ethanol, which dissolves the outer membrane and washes away the crystal violet from gram-negative bacteria. This must be done quickly to not decolorize gram-positive bacteria. With a dropper full of ethanol, hold the slide at a 45-degree angle and apply to the top. The sample is decolorized when the liquid running off the slide is faintly purple. This should take less than 30 seconds. To stop decolorizing, quickly rinse the ethanol away, taking care when rinsing to not wash away the smear. Flood the slide with safranin to cover the bacterial smear and allow to stain for 1 minute. The safranin will stain the decolorized gram-negative bacteria pink. Rinse the safranin away with water until the water running off the slide is clear. Now the slide needs to be dried. Place within the bibulous paper and close the booklet. Lightly press, but do not rub. Carefully remove the slide from the bibulous paper. The bacteria in the slide can now be viewed using oil immersion. Both gram-positive and gram-negative bacteria contain peptidoglycan in their cell walls, which is stained with crystal violet. In this gram-positive cross-section, notice the thick layer of peptidoglycan in orange on the outside of the cell membrane. Gram-negative bacteria have an inner cell membrane, a thin layer of peptidoglycan, and an outer membrane. This outer membrane is dissolved, and the thin layer of peptidoglycan loses crystal violet when decolorized. Safranin was used to counterstain the gram-negative cells pink to make them visible. Here's an example of gram-negative bacteria stained. Notice the pink color. This is an example of a mixed culture showing both gram-negative and gram-positive bacteria. Note the differences in cell shape, size, and color.
Acid fast staining.
Aladdin Creations. Ziehl-Neelsen method of acid-fast staining technique is used to stain Mycobacterium species, including Mycobacterium tuberculosis, Mycobacterium ulcerans, and Mycobacterium leprae. Detection of acid-fast bacilli in stained and acid-washed smears examined microscopically may provide the initial bacteriologic evidence of the presence of mycobacteria in a clinical specimen.
Principle.
The cell wall of mycobacteria contain high concentration of lipid, making them waxy, hydrophobic, and impermeable to routine stain, such as the Gram stain. But stained with carbofuchsin combined with phenol. Ziehl-Neelsen staining technique has three main steps as primary staining, decolorization, and counter stain. The phenol carbofuchsin stain is heated to enable the dye to penetrate the waxy mycobacterial cell wall. The stain binds to the mycolic acid in the mycobacterial cell wall. After staining, decolorizing solution is applied. This removes the red dye from the background cells, tissue fibers, and any organisms in the smear except mycobacteria. Finally, apply methylene blue, which stains the background material, providing a contrast color against which the red acid-fast bacilli can be seen.
Procedure.
Heat fix dried smear and cover the smear with 1% carbofuchsin stain. Vapor just begins to rise, but should not overheat slides. You can add additional stain, if necessary. Allow the heated stain to remain on the slide for 5 minutes. Then wash off the stain with clean water. Stain become pale pink color. You can repeat this process if necessary. Then tip off excess and wash with water. The slide to drain off the water. Allow to slide to dry, and then examine under microscope.
Results.
Acid-fast bacilli can see in red color, straightly curved rods, occurring singly or in small groups. Background material then cells can see in blue color.
For more videos, please subscribe to the channel. And if you like this video, please contact me. Also, you can be my patron for more creations.